Hey guys, it's your boy MTS here, back again with part 3 of this video. Hopefully people checked out part 1 and 2 and found it interesting, how my quirky little mind works. I think it's a dyslexia creativity thing, I hope. I'd say hope so at least someone out there enjoyed it, I hope, and preferably as many people as possible. I haven't really thought about much of an intro for this one, but anywho, I haven't really planned it that much, but I do hope I'm going to be able to cover my ideas for this for Disney World Italia or Disney Theme Park Italia or whatever it will be called. Again, Disney could choose these sorts of ideas if they like the idea, of course, and might take it forward. Again, I hope to find a way to communicate with them about this idea and how to take it forward if they like the idea. Hopefully they'll love the idea, and hopefully people will enjoy it and come along. Obviously, the main thing is like if there's a market for it, and then people will come to take part in these events. Anyhow, I'm going to try and get on with the list because I don't want this to be too long. So number 21, I hope for my vision is like to see, part of my vision is to see like for Disney and Italian football to work together again, perhaps sharing ideas and like have, again, listen to other people's ideas and things like that and what they want to see and feedback, customer feedback and all that if when the plan goes ahead. But to benefit Italian football and to benefit Disney, just to recap that as well, and hopefully you feel proud of the idea and all that kind of thing. Hopefully Disney will benefit financially, Italian football will benefit by winning more, by practicing and therefore winning more games, but also like getting the finances, because a lot of football is financed now, like buying football pitches, buying footballs, training equipment and so forth. Anyhow, I also hope for them to have like centres where people can go and find out history about Disney, and about Italian football, like Serie A, some of the lower leagues, how Italian football started, some of the earlier teams, some of the history, the trophies that Italian football teams have won, and the national team as well, perhaps. And again, if it's in Milan, it could be about AC and Stroke, or maybe it could cover both, because obviously want both fans hopefully to be happy, so it cover. I found it strange when I went to the San Siro in Milan that they had a list of the trophies won by both AC and Inter, because normally if you went to Liverpool at Anfield, you wouldn't find trophies won by Everton, obviously, because they share a stadium. But maybe even like another thing is I hope for Disney to sponsor more pitches as well. Anyway, I hope to come to that as well. Like, the partnership could be expanded, but I hope to come to that in my list. But yeah, so having memorabilia about Disney, facts about Disney, how Disney started, and similar for Italian football, Serie A, Italy's first football match, Italian team's first football match when the league was founded, how the league changed, and all sorts of things like that, so people can find out about those sorts of things and the best players who have played in Serie A, and maybe fans can come in and can have new ideas where people talk about their favourite XI from Italian football, their favourite 11 or 20 players or whatever, 22 players, 30 players, 100 players or whatever, and like people can lay them on the wall or vote for them and things like that, all sorts of different things that can be developed. Again, hope to come to the idea in the future. And I don't want to be too, I could probably go on for ages about what could be done, and I hope to look at those possibilities and hope to have them on paper as well and discuss them with others, as well as online, writing up about the ideas. But obviously I don't want the video to be too long, so I hope to again come back to it in the future. Number 22, again, people can look at new ideas and how Italian football can advance and improve, and also new ideas for the theme parks themselves and for Disney, and like football related activities that could be developed. And some might be non-football areas, but there might be specific areas for football and specific areas for non-football related activities or theme parks or rides or whatever. And again, like all sorts of different creative ideas about what could be developed. So hopefully that'll be an exciting prospect to do really well. And again, hopefully it'll make Disney money, and hopefully it'll make Italian football money so they can invest again in football pitches, footballs, and so on and so forth. Number 23, again, I hope for Disney to do as much fundraising and also sponsor like football pitches as well, not just the theme park related stuff. So there'll be other partnerships with Disney, general partnerships, like they could sponsor their own cups, leagues, tournaments, leagues, whichever order you want to put it in. Tourneys, as I sometimes call them, like tournaments, like the Disney Cup, into the things like that, and like compete to see which company will donate the most as well with other companies, obviously, things like that. Obviously, Disney is going to be most interested in itself, of course, but Coca-Cola could come in and say we're going to invest this much in Italian football, and Disney would say this much, and then we can look at the best sponsors like Italian football can honour the best sponsors, and therefore hopefully will encourage more people to want to improve their PR. Obviously from a business point of view, that's why they sponsor things. But yeah, so like sponsoring their own tournaments, sponsoring their own football kits, their own leagues, their own small mini teams, teams for children to develop so they become better players when they get older. Cartoons as well is another idea I've come up with. Like, so there'll be cartoons in Italy where the footballers are the heroes, or they help Italy to win the World Cup. There could be like games, like game system games, which could be made across Africa as well, which helps Africa with employment as well. And they could be, so I've often talked about how I want to help Africa in game making and technology generally. So that's why I'm choosing Africa for that one. And as much parts of Africa as possible where they can develop games for these sorts of things where you become the hero and help Italy to win the World Cup. To be honest, I got that idea from an advert from a long time ago where it showed like Italy or France or other teams win the World Cup in England, and it said only you can prevent this. So it's like you play as England to try and win the World Cup. But as an Italy fan, obviously I want to say like people play as Italy and they try and win Italy the World Cup in these games. So PlayStation could network with Disney as well to make these sorts of games or things like that. But yeah, Disney's putting as much money as possible into Italian football. I think would be great. As an Italian football fan, I think that would be fantastic. And develop young players as well, like say miniature leagues, young teams, like leagues for young players, 5-a-side and 6-a-side. Again, they can make their own specific teams, Disney teams for young players, and all sorts of fundraising ideas, which I hope to look to in the future and expand upon again in the future. Again, I could probably go on all day about certain ideas like that, like Disney setting up their own little team for young players at a certain age, or different teams for different age groups, their own specific league which teams can enter in Italy, their own league, general leagues. Some could be for young people, some could be for all different age groups. Their own tournaments or tourneys and cups and things like that. Number 24, I hope that it will bring Italy together through football, and they'll help each other to practice and make Italian football proud and things like that. Number 25, again, hope to look into new ideas in the future and what could be developed, who could support the idea, who could sponsor the idea. If there are other sponsors or people who could put money in, or people who think the idea is good, and any possible ideas, the open exchange of ideas, and that sort of thing. Number 26, again, like I hope they'll, I'm struggling to think of new ideas, but yeah, so hopefully as Disney can fund their own leagues as say young players, because young players are like the future. They can put money into football kits like bibs and football kits and so forth, footballs and all that kind of thing, hopefully, which will benefit Italian football. 27, I hope if Disney go along with this, like it would increase their PR and Italian football will like give Disney a mention and say how they've benefited Italian football in the future. 28, again, hopefully this will encourage other companies such as Coca-Cola, Pepsi-Cola, Lucozade, Red Bull, or whoever else, and hope to have similar videos in the future, perhaps. Not sure if it'll be today, maybe it will, just for a bit of fun. Hopefully I'll just enjoy it as well, and we'll see how the idea can develop and just have fun with it and see where it goes. But yeah, so McDonald's and companies like that could also sponsor their own leagues, their own kits, and like if Italy gets further in the tournament, like give away football kits to fans and to celebrate and things like that. 29, I hope for my fellow dyslexics and Anglo-Indians and other people with things in common with me to support the idea. And number 30, again, I hope the idea will develop with other people sharing their ideas and see where it can go, see how the idea can grow. And again, I hope it will benefit Italian football as much as possible, and I'll feel proud of it, and it will benefit Disney financially, and it will encourage other companies to want to get involved to support Italian football in that way, which hopefully again will increase their PR. And I think that covers everything. What do you think? I'd love to know. I'm ready for your criticism if necessary, but hopefully someone out there finds the idea interesting. Anywho, if you have any ideas as well, please share those. Thankfully, I kept this video under 10 minutes, so that's fantastic. I think, as ever, I'd love to know your opinions. Peace and love.